What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Um, I just got finished watching Stephen Smith, man. And that's why you gotta keep a humble spirit, because he be so up there and so subdiddy and so unapologetic that when you make some certain takes, man, and you want to take it back, it makes it hard, and he's going on and saying Hannity's my friend, certain Republicans, oh, they're my friend. And he said, just like in New York, I grew up in New York. And just because they disagree with me on certain things, when I go back to Brooklyn, I'm going to still be cool with some of those people. Now, that made me think. Now, that kind of makes sense. It makes sense. But here's the one element where it don't make sense. Those people in Brooklyn that's trying to kill you, you ain't going to be friends with them. You is not about to be friends with people that's trying to kill you. And that's the main point. And that's where you draw the line. Now, Hannity, Trump, he said Levin, these people, they're racist. And guess what? Their policies are trying to kill you. And that's where you draw the line. Like some things it's got to discuss you so much. You like, I can't even be your friend. I can't even hang around you because of certain stuff like that. I can't. When you come in that, Trump said, I want to give cops leeway to do what they want to do. He want to make that a law. So guess what who they gonna do that to? They're gonna do that to black people. You're gonna have more Rodney Kings. You're gonna have more shootings in the back because they was in fear for their so-called fear for their life. So this is what Stephen A. Smith is supporting. This is what Stephen A. Smith is friends with. And that's why I think you're always gonna get that kind of Uncle Tom labeling, because you're always trying to appease and make a balance between what they're doing and what other people are doing, the Democrats are doing. And then he made another point. Oh, Lindsey Graham is coming up. He said Trump, he can't do nothing. He can't even think. He can't even get his thoughts out. But Lindsey Graham coming up, he could pronunciate good. He could get his point across. But guess what? Those points are, we don't give a damn about you black people. We're going to create racist policies for you black people. We're going to flip-flop. That's what Lindsey Graham is about. So you're giving an argument trying to appease, oh, we don't like Trump, but we like Lindsey. You do? So it's things like that. That's why you're going to be, you're going to be messed up. Some things I believe you don't appease on. In life and death is, I can see abortion rights. I can see a whole lot of stuff. You're like, all right, they cool. You know what I mean? We just disagree about, certain stuff. But some things is a hot stove. When you put your hand on, a lot of people going to die. A lot of people going to get lynched. A lot of your people, not even you, but your people. That's going to affect you in some way. You might not know, but it's going to affect you. All right? So I was trying to see if he made sense, man, but it got to where it didn't. It got to, you know what I mean? That's why you take stuff in, you absorb it, but then okay, does this really make sense? Let me think and try to put it in and see if it really makes sense. And it didn't. And he's so right on, yeah, this is what he's so bombastic. You don't leave yourself room enough to learn and to take stuff back, And it's okay to be strong-spirited on some things and that that you're passionate about. But some things you gotta be like, all right, I'm still learning. I'm trying to grow, But I do see this. This is something different, and this is why I'm so. Any other time I'll be gung ho for Kamala, and I'll be like, yo, we gotta support her. We gotta. And this is where it's even deeper than racism. I thought nothing to be deeper than racism, but where you got this deep state and they're predicting and they're running your lives to the T, to the I, dot in the I. I'm not for that. I'm not for that, man. And they're creating disasters and, and I think this is what Diddy is involved in. This is what Jay-Z is involved in. They're taking down your people one by one. Oprah. Now this is deeper. This is more harmful to your people and to all people more than the racism. They could wipe everybody out. The COVID, I don't even think that had a name on it because they want to get whites and blacks, but they want to decrepitate blacks more from it than whites. Trust me. All right, so it's certain things I was like, I thought nothing could be deeper than racism, but this thing with them, with this, I believe it's the Freemason stuff. Deep state they're running, and a lot of stuff need the CIA, a lot of stuff need to be cleaned out, and started over again because the intelligence, they got cameras on on stoplights. It's surveillance state now. So now I say, now that's something I would probably support Trump on because they showed that they're willing to fight against this stuff. You know what I mean? I think January 6th was about that. They see the corruption within the government so much that's part of what it was about. Trump didn't care nothing about CIA and taking people out of there and putting other people in, and that needs to be done or even stop. The whole CIA, FBI, a lot of that stuff. And I don't think, I just don't think Democrats are going to deal with that stuff. So now there's a higher, calling where, you could still live, the earth could be destroyed, and you could still live and have a comeback from that, or you're dealing with racism, which is going to lead to the death of everybody. I don't know if you did, but one thing is a nuclear weapon where you wiping out everybody, or you could deal with some racism, but you still can live another day. So that's what I'm comparing it to. Yeah, Republicans, you know what I mean? They got this racist stuff, but compared to the deep state, which is trying to control every aspect of your life and destroy Earth, there's no coming back from that right there. I'd rather come back and deal with the racism and deal with whatever else. But they got a plan. They got a plan. I'm telling you, that COVID, that was a plan. They killed so many people. How can you come back from that? They know people starting to know and they starting to wake up. So they got to have another plan where if y'all do fight against them, they got to be able to take people out, like right and left. You think they ain't think about the second and third and fourth option they're going to have to do? You got to be brave to think, I'm a poison and I'm going to kill all these people and not have a backup plan to destroy everybody if I need to. Because what? They want to protect their power and riches. So if everybody comes at me, I'm going to have a backup plan. I can push a button and pause you, which you can through that COVID, nanotech. All right, so it's levels. And I still, if I voted for Trump, I still couldn't be friends with him. I couldn't be friends with a lot of them people. Y'all support racism, man. Y'all don't like my skin color. That's a non-starter. So certain things that disgust you that much that I can't be friends with you. I sit and you're going to disgust me. My stomach going to get sick. And if it don't, That means you don't like yourself enough. You're going to be Uncle Tom a little bit because you're going to be like, you're going to keep appeasing. Oh, I'll let you hang me from a tree, but we could be cool. you, you can hang some of my people from a tree. You know, you can stop my people from succeeding and creating policies where they can't achieve and they stay in the projects and they stay locked down, they stay on drugs. That's what you're supporting when you support that. They has whole systematic ways of stopping our people. So when you support a Republican, that's what you're saying. I could be friends with that. Can you be friends with that? Somebody that don't want you, that'll kill Dr. Martin Luther King. Somebody that was preaching peace. They killed Malcolm X. They don't want you to have a leader. They want kids to come out and get into the jail systems and get in trouble because they don't want you to have leaders in your communities that's going to help solve a lot of that. So it's levels to this, man. We got to think, keep thinking and you know, piecing some stuff together. I mean, I did like, he was on there and he was taking strong positions, and some of them was for black people, and I like that. Even with Stephen A, man, like he make a lot of good points at times, and so I do support him, but I know some stuff is just, he just doing for clickbaits, he doing for money, you know, but I know it's no perfect human. Hopefully he could deal with that and overcome, and, you know, but sometimes you take the 70 out of the 100, the 60 out of the 100. Now, when they get to 30, 20, you know what I mean? You don't want to deal with that. You know, you got to discard, you know, but hopefully our leaders and people that's in power and position, they can get to 80, they can get to 90, you know. And I touch on briefly, man, this Barack Obama thing, man. Us as black people, we got to learn how to take leadership. How when people start to come out and criticize and we get criticized, we get so sensitive and, oh, he can't say that. Oh, he can't. We did it with Bill Cosby. So our leaders and people that's in position of power, we feel like we can't listen to. All Barack said was, some of us are, we're chauvinists, and we are. Some of us just don't want to see a woman in positions of power. And if you look in your daily life, you look at women are doing their thing. They got more drive than a lot of us men. They could fight better than a lot of us men. I know my sister was about, you know, it was Lord Jamar, man. He was like, yo, if it's an army and we got a lot of people, we're about to go to war, are we gonna put a woman in front? And it's like, no, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't put no woman in the front. Nigga, if it's my sister and some of the people that I, elementary school, middle school, that I seen fighting and get about it in a penny, a drop and a half, yes, the hell I would put some of them women in front. Quicker than a lot of the cowards that's men. Trust me. You know, so a lot of this is chauvinism. And as a black people, we got to learn, especially from our leaders like Barack. He has great moral integrity. So when they come at us and say, you need to support this or you need to take it, you know, it's some stuff you got to be like, all right, you know what I mean? You still, and sometimes you could question the inside and be like, all right, can I make my own decision, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but I wouldn't come out and just be like, yo, he wrong, he can't, who is he? Nigga, he done proved who he is for 8 years. He done led you down a lot of great paths in 8 years in his leadership. So after one or two things and, oh, who is he to, we can't turn on our leaders like that, man. And that might be our weakness right there. White people, they get on one accord so easy on bad stuff. But us black people, we start to bicker and tear down and fight and crabs and in a barrel. Nah, we got to recognize our good leaders and try to get on board. Especially those that's about the right stuff and moral leadership. So I could talk about that a whole lot more, but I know this video, man, it's going a little long. All right, but I just had to address that and and talk to that. And you know, Steve, he's a smart guy, man, Stephen A. Smith, man, and I can't believe that I see it a little clearer, I feel like, than what he see it, you know. So keep following, subscribe, follow your boy. I'm gonna always keep it real. Always keep it real. I die keeping it real. Peace.